Alright, hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. And here we go with one of these. This time, we're going to paint some Oda and Tautolu from Bushido. And believe it or not, we actually are starting from the very beginning. So, it's not something you guys catch lately. You don't catch me at the very, very beginning of painting, or as I like to call it, the end of building. But we're going to go ahead and do that tonight. In fact, most of what we're going to be painting tonight is going to be skin. So we're gonna do skin, faces. Um, this is usually the parts of the mini that a lot of people like to follow because everybody kind of has a different way of doing it. So you might learn something from this one, you might not. Um, there's just a number of different ways this can go. And instead of using like speed paints or anything like that, we are going to be doing this the old-fashioned way, right? So I'm going to start here with a little sunburned flesh from Reaper, and that's going to serve as the base undercoat. So we're going to go ahead and put that down, and we're just going to thin that just a little bit with water. Reaper paints generally they do a good job with like flow improvers and that sort of stuff. So, and I don't know if you can hear, but you can hear my kids. They want me to go get the cat. Okay. All right. Hold on one sec, guys. Yeah, I got you. Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. All right. So this should be interesting. I'm going to be doing a paint stream with a kitten. It's probably going to be biting my feet while I paint. So, hazards of the job, guys. Hazards of the job. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with this undercoat. Okay, so just gonna paint the whole thing. This is sunburned flesh from Reaper, and this is a great, really good undercoat for skin, especially as we're gonna paint this the old-fashioned way. Okay, meaning we're gonna start dark and layer our way up, like they used to teach you how to do back before speed paints. This is how we did it, right? Pepperidge Farms remembers. And I'm gonna Tautolu has his back climbs up a little higher than his neck does. He's got a little bit of a hunchback, which Oda uses to his advantage because that allows him to carry this little, I forget what you call these things, but essentially the little podium backpack thing that he rides in. So we're just gonna do what we do, paint the base coat of the skin this color. And we're going to be working towards like an East Asian skin. So this is what we're doing. Again, this is just the undercoat, so trying to get it over 100% of the exposed skin. And then I know I'm out of frame a little bit here. He's a tall model, so that'll happen. It's a little distracting having a kitten in here playing. As long as he doesn't like bite down on anything, get electrocuted, stuff like that, he should be okay. But yeah. We'll see how we go here. I don't know how far we'll get on this miniature, but you know, as you can see, the miniature is a lot of skin, so getting going on the skin is a good idea. Let's refresh that. There we go. And yeah, the cat's gonna start to go a little crack cat on the boxes, and yeah, he's playing with his favorite sock. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Yeah, kitten's playing. I didn't tell you we have a new kitten. We lost my cat, Ramses, about a month ago. So we've been out. We went without a cat for a little over a week, and then somebody, one of the guys that works for me, found this abandoned kitten, and we've had this kitten ever since. Kitten is probably 5, maybe 6 weeks old. But anyways, so this Oda guy actually has sandals, so I can. Oh, thanks, Nelson. Yeah, that was a rough one because I'm sure I knew I was very, very close to that cat, and he's normally a good cat. He was running around outside. It was a pretty warm day, and we think a coyote or something got him. But he was an old cat. He was like 17, 18 years old. And he usually did not stray far from the house. So we didn't think that day, there was, much to be worried about. And he, like I said, he's probably escaped coyotes, dozens of times. But this particular time, no, it just didn't go in his favor, so. But we got this new little baby kitten here who's tearing things up. He's having a blast here behind me, chewing up a sock. All right. Make sure I got everything I needed to get here with this sunburned skin. All right, pretty good. All right, and here's the little guy, Tautolu. There's a little bit of a bald spot here, right? You got that Japanese shave back hairstyle. I was in a little bit of a quandary to see if if I was gonna stream tonight, what would I paint? And I figured I would go ahead and stream tonight because I'm gonna be traveling for work this week. So this may be the only chance I get to do any painting. this week. I'll be back late Thursday night, so I'll be able to pick up. If you want to do commissions, I'll be able to pick up commissions starting Friday of this week. But otherwise, I won't be home to start anything. Okay. So we'll get this undercoat down. So this is a pretty cool boss. He's kind of like a master blaster type character, right? Where you've got the little boss and his the big old bodyguard that carries him around. All right. Well, now I'm out of focus there a little bit, but I can always bring him in so you can see what's going on. Okay. Sure. Sure, with the undercoat, I've got every last inch of exposed skin. It's pretty good. I'll go a little bit higher on the hairline here. There we go. Okay, so now we can start to paint in the eyes. And normally I would paint in black at this point, but as you can see, with the darker tone, I don't really need to paint in white. The dark at this point. I'm just going to paint in the white of the eyes, and then we're going to dot the eyes, and then that's it. And the rest of this is just sort of continuing to build this skin tone up. Okay, so let's get ourselves a little bit of white. Painting eyes on camera always sucks. Just not a fan of painting white on camera or eyes on camera. But let's see what we can do, right? How did the rest of your Legion game go, Nelson? I assume Chris continued to roll well, and you continue to roll not as well. That's my assumption. But you can't predict the result of the game, but I can just predict the discrepancy in rolling. So just paint in the white there. Try to get the whites of the eyes in kind of bright, because when we dot the pupils in, we want to be able to see it, right? Okay, so there's that. I've been looking forward to getting this little guy here for some time. Because he's the head of the Iron Fist Gumi. And he's kind of, I would think he's the more common leader for Silvermoon. Because you can take him in several different themes. Whereas Hanami, the lead geisha, you pretty much can only take her in her own theme. Whereas this guy can go in a couple different themes. And his bodyguard, Tautolu, can also be used in a couple themes, even without the boss man. Alright, let's see. Yeah, he made the right plays. Def didn't want to take that away from him, but yeah, his crits were brutal. Blew up both of your junior chicken walkers. Yeah. 2 chicken walkers is always really good, and people have to deal with them. But people in our group roll pretty well on crit wise, so they tend to do pretty well. They tend to be able to deal with armor, whereas armor is like the death of me in Legion. I usually do not have a good answer for armor. Okay. But I did learn something today. I learned that if you can get multiple people in range with impact grenades, that'll destroy a vehicle pretty quick. Alright, let's get some black together. And we'll... If we roll subpar and red dice, these white dice are just dead to me. Yep. I showed you Jose rolled like 6 crit on 6 white dice against me the other day. Alright. Alright. So now we're gonna dot these eyes in. Uh-oh, I have a cat biting my foot while I'm doing this. Please don't do that, cat. Alright. Oh, having a hard time. Starting to think it's just us two. Yeah, probably. I mean, the rest of our group rolls so well. We're just the ones with the crappy dice rolling. Okay, let me see. Okay, you can see the eyes there. There you go. Alright. Now let's do Boss Man. The Curse of Tigers? Could be. Who knows? Maybe tigers are bad at dice luck. The only thing I would have to say is terribly I'm not terribly obsessed with trying to change my dice luck. It feels bad, but I'm glad I have fortune in other areas of my life, if you know what I mean. Right? Alright. So there's him. He looks a little cross-eyed. We'll fix that. We're going to get... Also, I want to... we're going to paint a little pink on his tongue. If I can find it. Can't find it. Hold on. Maybe it's... Here we go. Oh man, am I finally out of entrail pink? Maybe. Oh, looks like I might be. Let's go ahead and put, let's just put a regular pink down then. Oh, oh, you're destroying my shoes. Don't destroy my shoelaces. Hold on, I gotta stop him from doing this, because he will destroy the shoes. Oh yeah, he already did a good job hurting that shoelace. The good thing is these are Doc Marten shoelaces, and they're very easy to replace. Because there's a Doc Marten store at the Spectrum. We can just go and buy some shoelaces if we need it. All right. So I'm gonna take just a tiny little smudge of this sunburned skin. I'm gonna mix it into the pink here to give me a duller pink. There we go. Right? You don't want this pink to be like screaming at you from inside the mouth. Even though it looks like he's yelling. We don't want, there we go. We don't want that to look like he's the one yelling. Okay? So now we're gonna start to mix in some beige red. Right? We're gonna mix in beige red. And we're gonna start to kind of frame out this skin. And I know a lot of people don't like painting skin. I really enjoy it. I like skin a lot more than painting armor and that kind of stuff. But I know for a lot of people it's kind of the opposite. They would rather paint armor and that kind of thing, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in with the sunburn flesh. Let's go ahead and stay with him for a second. Right? And we're gonna just start to layer up this skin. Right? And still until it starts looking believable. Right? Oh, the cat gets into everything. Uh-oh. Hold on. He's into something else that's not good. Alright. That was not good, little guy. Okay. Alright. This is definitely going to be an interesting stream as far as distractions are concerned. Just get to hear this little cat knocking everything around in this room. Alright. Alright, so there's that layer coming in. Alright, I'll show you this dealio here. I had like so much fun painting the sumo wrestlers because you just get these nice big areas here to blend and play around with. Right. It really is nice when you have a nice palette like this to mess around with. And it's fun to be, it's good to be painting Bushido again. Easily one of my favorite lines of miniatures to paint. I'm gonna scoot this up. I've been up here more often. Yeah, if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting and what you should be painting. This is Oda and Tautolu. Tautolu. Tautolu from Bushido. Right. Right, we're just gonna keep layering up this skin. Okay, looking pretty good. Let's punch up the color a bit more. And I'm going to add just a touch of basic skin tone to this. Make it a little lighter this time. Great. So this is almost all beige red and a little bit of basic skin tone to it. Okay. Again, I don't know why, I just like, this is the kind of painting I really enjoy. It's fun to do this. Oh, got a cat about to bite my feet again. As long as he doesn't trip up the Wi-Fi, I think we're okay. And a really good expression on the face here. See that? Really good expression. Rawr. He's a very, very judgmental little uncle here. Why not straight A? So, cool. Yeah, I gotta work on my Legion list for the next Legion tournament. I don't know if I need to paint anything. Probably not. Still have plenty of points to play with. But I do want to get my do want to get my list together for that. Alright, he's looking pretty good. Alright. Keep on rocking here with Tautolu. Hold on, cat's messing with electronics again. I gotta stop him. Hold on. Okay. Stop it. There we go. He's pretty much at that age where you should be shooting him with a little squirt gun, but I can't do that while he's attacking my electronics, so. Alright. You might be wondering, hey, he's darker skin right now, but so far he's starting to look a little, we'll say Caucasian in terms of his skin. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that, okay? It's one simple little thing you do at the end here. For the most part though, if you are wanting to learn how to paint Caucasian skin, this is a good idea of what it might look like. Okay. Is he gonna have a tattoo? He might. I might do one tattoo there on his shoulder. Okay, we're looking pretty good. We're almost in the last couple of layers here for the skin. Okay. And we usually at this point starting to think about, hey, what's up, Matt? Starting to think about what his outfit should look like, right? So, all right. So now we're gonna punch it up to the regular basic skin tone. So we are gonna go really light here, right? So if he starts to look very, if they start to look very Caucasian, don't worry. We're gonna fix it. It's okay. Just hang tight. Trust the process. What are you working on, Matt? I know you did some painting today. We thought you were gonna show up for some Bushido, dude. All right. So now we're gonna take that really light skin, and I'm gonna just very lightly kind of work that in. Right? This is an actual skin highlight. Right? So You can see how that's going down. And yeah, it's starting to look very. It's gonna start to look a little Caucasian. Okay, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Why you make me so Caucasian? Don't worry. Don't worry, Mr. Oda. We got you. Just trust in the process, okay? Don't like. Don't like. Okay. Right. You play on cruising? No worries, dude. I killed 0 models. Me and Chris played Bushido today. And I killed 0 models. I killed no minis. I lost almost every opposed key test. I lost all but 1 or 2 combat exchanges, including ranged exchanges. I just lost. I would say, conservative estimate, I lost 75% of all dice rolls in that game. Okay. This is a super bad spot for you to be in, cat. Hold up. Anyway. Yeah. I lost, so I think I played probably 6 games of Bushido, maybe 7, and I killed, I want to say 3 models altogether. So and that's including 3 games with my sumo guys. I am so absolutely awful at damage rolls. So if you think about this, my actual win rate for like winning combats is like 25%. Let's say that. I think that's fair. It's probably lower than that. It's probably like 20%, maybe 15%. I win maybe 15% of combats. But just for the sake of argument, let's say I win 25% of combats. Okay? So I win 25% of combats, and of those, on damage rolls, over 50% of my damage rolls are 0 to 1 damage. So that sounds about right. So that means in a typical game, if I do 10 attacks, I will net 2 damage. That's a typical game of Bushido for me. So it's, and we can criticize the game system. You could do whatever you want, right? There's probably a number of things we could look at. Obviously, I could be playing better. That's the other part of this. But when it comes to executing on opposed dice rolls, I mean, there's not much you can do once you get to that point, right? It all comes down to you get the 2d6 to roll something, to roll damage. And even, I think there was one point in the game, I think my highest success rate was like 4, right? And at 4 successes, if you look at the chart, it's very hard to do less than 3 damage, if I recall correctly. It's very hard to do less than 3 damage. You have to roll like absolutely abysmal. So there was one combat today where I won by like 4, right? And we thought, wow, I was just going to blow up the guy. But then I rolled a 1, I think I rolled a 1 and a 2. I rolled I rolled a total of 3 on the damage roll, and yeah. So yeah, I love Bushido. Bushido does not love me. That's what this is, a one-sided relationship. Um, and it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's Bushido. It's just Dice. Dice hate me. So um, but I like miniature games. So what are you gonna do, right? Um, that said, I still ended up winning the game, just barely, because I managed to pull off the scenario, right? So I feel like that's ultra hard mode. It's ultra hard mode. So if you can't kill models, this is not just Bushido, but this is most games. If you can't kill models and you still, you know, sometimes win games, that's pretty good. And it made it so that, like, for me, you guys know, like, I nowadays I tend to be um, attracted to the factions that don't kill very well, because I know I'm not going to kill very well, right? I have this um, sumo wrestler army in Bushido, and I can't kill models with that. I can't kill models with sumo wrestlers, guys. Okay? Let's I'll repeat that. I can't kill models with sumo wrestlers. I couldn't kill monkeys. I couldn't kill one rice monkeys with sumo wrestlers. Meanwhile, the one rice monkeys are swinging back at my sumo wrestlers. They're rolling boxcars on the damage roll and just exploding my sumo wrestlers. Okay? One rice monkey versus a, average 20 rice sumo wrestler. Okay? My Yokozuna's Revenge Crew is only 5 models. So yeah, average cost of 20 rice. And I'm losing to 1 rice monkeys. And it's because of the absolute swingy nature of, me being a hated by God dice roller versus, people that like Bing who can just roll boxcars, right? I mean, he's done it to me like probably the last 4 games Bing and I have played together. He's had several perfect rolls. You guys saw that Jose even can score like he can even score like 6 natural crits on white dice against me. I can, you know, it it just kind of comes with the territory, right? It's just, if you're a bad dice roller, you're just a bad dice roller. And that's clearly the case with me. All right, it's time to do some fine detail here. So I'm going to paint in some of this detail around the face. So Oda has like a spectacle. And he has a spectacle here. All right, there we go. So yeah, that's Bushido for you. The game that hates me. Opposed dice rolls are just not. I just can't dice. That's all it is. And maybe that's the reason why I like miniature games so much, is because I like the idea of like me being the worst dice roller in the world and somehow trying to pull off these like insane wins. Right? There's something kind of cool about that, if I'm being honest with you. Of course there is. Look at it. Now he's mad. Look at that guy. My son's asking me to pipe down because he's getting ready for bed. I am going to shut the door here so that we can continue the stream. Right? I'm going to give this guy a little bit of eyebrow. There we go. He looks a little surprised. He looks a little surprised and a little angry. Looks like an angry little professor guy. I am a pretty big fan of that. Alright, one sec while I get a little drink here. But yeah, let's get some detail on the face, which I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that face. Tautolu, pretty happy with that face. I might give him maybe just a tinge of just the thinnest little eyebrows possible. I don't know how. There we go. Just a little bit, right? There we go. Does not take much, see? Does not take much. Okay. All right, now let's convert this like Caucasian looking skin to Asian looking skin. Okay. If I can find the appropriate wash that I use to do this. Maybe I don't have it anymore. It does not appear to be in the rack where I normally have it. Let's see. And if it's not here, I'll show you a different way to do it. But here it is. Okay. So this is awesome stuff. It can be very hard to find. But Cossite Flesh Wash by P3 is going to take this guy. And right now he just looks like a slightly racist rendition of a math teacher. As played by a white guy. And we're going to make that. We're going to turn him into. I'm going to turn him and make him look more Asian. Okay, so Cossite Flesh Wash. Give it a very small dilution. Very small. Basically just wet. Just dip the brush into your water before you get going. And we're going to drop this in right there. Right, and you can see how it's kind of giving it like a golden tone to the skin. And it's nice too, it gives the skin a golden tone, and it also provides a little extra shadow. Alright, you just don't want to overdo it unless you're going Filipino, which I do. Like if I go like, we'll call it jungle Asian. I'm allowed to say that, guys. I'm allowed to say that, okay? YouTube reviewer, before you ban me, you should know what my ethnicity is, okay? Okay, look at this. See that? See that? I actually use that as reference, YouTube reviewer, so don't ban me. That's 100% true. I do actually refer, I will actually look at my own skin tone while I'm painting some of these models and go, okay, what should the skin tone be in relation to my skin tone, right? And that helps me figure out the colors. Look at that, right? 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 Look at him. Look at this man. So cool. Okay. He's an angry little dude, isn't he? Look at Tautolu. Look at Is that not an awesome looking mini? Okay, see what's going on with this Cossite skin wash? Look at that. Look at that. Perfect, man. There are other ways to do it. Okay, you can use a chestnut wash. It the only thing it boils down to, and the reason why, like, there are favorite products and less favorite products, like favorite ways to do this and less favorite ways to do this. The reason why it has to do with my comfort in how things need to be diluted. That's it. Because you can get through, there's a dozen or more different ways to get to this Asian skin tone, but this is one of the easier ways to do it. Okay, and that just looks fantastic, right? And because I highlighted, I over highlighted, I brought it, as you guys saw, I brought it up to a really fair skin. For a second there, you thought I was painting like, you know, uh, right, Norse or someone Irish, someone who hasn't been spent too many hours in the sun. But now you could see with me going like this, you can see how nicely that looks, right? Now there's no question, like, okay, that dude is as Asian as he gets, right? No more questions about his ethnicity. Got that really nice copper tone skin, right? Okay. Let's go back to Oda for a second. I gotta start thinking about the outfits. Obviously, you know, to match the rest of my Silver Moon, their principal colors are gonna be yellow and black, obviously. But it's a question of what parts are yellow, what parts are black, right? Oh, I forgot. So now I have I have three actual, like, leaders for Silver Moon. I think I have all the leaders now, because I have the fat dude who's just eating rice, who's super judgmental too. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not much in. I'm not doing the best job staying in focus. Apologize for that, guys. But there we go, dude. Look at that. I'm not a telephone operator. I love this man. I love this guy. Look at him. Look at him. How cool is this dude? That's and his little his like bodyguard steed. And Cat's gonna drive me crazy. Cat is back in here tearing apart stuff. Guess I better check what he's into right now. Oh no, he's just on my bed. Okay. He writes big boy. Bushido minis are phenomenally good. They really are. Right? Yes, the game is absolutely brutal to people like me who can't roll, but I mean, you get to paint minis like this. You get to play on a 2x2 board, right? There's all kinds of weird stuff that's gonna happen in your game. Like what? I'll. It's fine. I already understand. I'm gonna lose most of my games. It's okay. Look at this dude. Right? What's not to like? This is what we signed up for Bushido. Okay? All right, let's think about colors here. Like I said, we're going Wu-Tang colors. So this belt here is going to be yellow. The armor is probably going to be a mix of yellow. It's going to have yellow detail with black on it. He'll have a gold wristband there. He'll have black. So this will be yellow with black. The pants will be black. Okay. And then this guy here, I'm thinking most of his outfit should probably be black, but he's going to have this distinct yellow bordering on it. Okay. Bushido is it's just absolutely beautiful game. It really is. It ticks so many boxes. I just wish that I don't even think I can change the mechanics of the opposed die roll. Okay. Here's what I think, and I know we've had this discussion before, but I do think that if you were to change, if Bushido were not to have a damage roll at all, if it didn't have a damage roll and you just went off the differences in the roll, that would be better for people like me that lose rolls. I lose like a tight roll, and then the guy will boxcar the damage roll. Conversely, I barely win combat rolls, and when I do, I roll snake eyes on my damage rolls. So if Bushido did not have damage rolls, then people like me probably it wouldn't punish me as badly. How about that? Right? Because then I'm winning 25%, closer to 15% of my combat rolls, and there would be like a normalized set of damage associated with it. All right, so yellow there, and we're gonna do yellow here. Nice bright yellow, as you can see. This is the nice thing about contrast paints, is you can block out yellows and actually have really nice coverage on your yellows when you highlight it. You need to get some powerful attack and stronger weapons. I'm building sumo guys with giant clubs, and they all have brutal. Matt, okay? They have brutal. They all have endurance. It's that's how bad it is. I picked a pure combat crew, and I still can't do damage with them. You know, and I will fully accept that that is a me problem. Right? I fully own that. You know, if you roll, if you're getting 4 successes and or if you're getting success level 4 and rolling snake eyes, that's not, there's nothing, you can't change that. It's just the die roll is what it is. It's the RNG. You can't, now you're right. If I really want to do damage, I need to gear up to do damage, and I need to pick abilities that do damage. I'm saying that when I build it into certain spots, it just doesn't. And it's, again, it's totally, it's a lot of that's just sort of luck. But I'm not getting payoff from doing that. What I should do, though, honestly, what I've changed is, what I'm starting to do is I'm just starting to understand that, like, if I get attacked once and live, I better just go all out when it's my turn to attack, because I will die on the next hit. So I had better try to do as much damage. You know, I lost, like I said today, I lost 5 models. I lost 5, and Chris was playing his Kitsune faction. That cat's like stuck back there. Come here. He's playing his Kitsune faction, which does not hit hard. Does not have much stuff built in for damage. In fact, his attacks are about as strong as mine, but he killed 5 models and I killed 0. So so we were in the combat area, we were pretty much evenly matched with regards to what our models had the potential to do based on rules. Right? And it's not just damage rolls either. It's, like I said, we probably did, I want to say, maybe 12 opposed key tests in that game, and I won 2 out of 12. Right? I was doing an opposed key test against Chris every turn, at least one. He was doing at least one against me every turn. Okay, so 6 turns, let's call it 12. Some turns we were casting more against each other, right? But I passed 2 out of 12. I won 2 out of 12. I did not get a single lure off. All of my key abilities, none of them worked. I did not get and that's what my crew does. That's what they're designed to do, is key. They're designed to set up key tests, and they have to win some. My boss did nothing. She just scored VP. Her main thing was to just walk up the board. Now, the first time, Chris had to check Oh, Chris had to check disguised against my boss twice. 2 times. Okay, 2 times. Disguised 7. Passed it on the second try. Okay? That's not easy at all to do. That's not easy at all to do. And he just passed it. Like, I'm just going to pass it. So it's clear. And I know people go, well, I hear it all the time. And I'm one of those people that tell you, too, that like, hey, don't give up if you just have shitty dice rolls. It's like you can play your way around it. In fact, in this case, I did play around it, right? Because I still won the game, but it still bears some attention that I cannot beat anybody at dice rolling. Like, if the, if you wanted to talk about the most balanced game, the most balanced game you could ever do, people say chess, right? Because there's no randomness at all. People say, oh, all the pieces are the same. It's just chess. It's just player skill. Okay, yeah, that's true. If you only were there to measure skill, there's that. But if you want the most balanced game where even skill doesn't matter, the only thing you can do is flip a coin 10 times, right? That's it. You just take player skill out, flip a coin 10 times, and whoever gets more heads than tails is going to win the event or the game, right? In my case, what I'm saying is I'm getting only 2 heads out of 10 flips. And my opponent's getting 8 heads out of 10 flips. Okay, and you can't. It can be very discouraging to face that down all the time. Okay, but if you accept it, like I accept, like I said, I just accept that that's how it's going to be for every single game system I play. That if it's anything up to random chance, I will lose that side of it. And so I really have to try to just account for that. Every time I swing at somebody, I'm going to lose. Every time I'm attacked, I'm going to get hit for a lot of damage. Every time I attack, I may not do any damage. So if you accept that and you just play to that, I think you'll have more peace of mind. You're not going to win any more games either way. You might even, like I said, like in my case, I become more attracted to the playstyles that are more about movement and positioning that aren't very combative, because that's the only way I know how to like compete in a game. Is I have to rely on aspects of the game that don't require me to do a lot of to rely too much on getting nice spiky dice rolls. I know that that's not 100% true, because I still my crew still does want to win opposed key tests, which can be very hard to win. It seems like no matter what I take, Chris always has the ability to go to 3 dice for key tests. I'm not sure how he does that, but he always seems to be able to key boost and just get there, right? And so he can win every key test he needs to win. So there's that. But yeah, it's the combination of like freakishly good dice rolling versus freakishly bad dice rolling. Okay, and I think that to be on the side of the freakishly bad dice rolling, like I said, it hurts, but I think it also kind of teaches you different things, right? Like most people will say, they'll do the math and then they'll be like, oh, you'll hear about it on YouTube videos, and they're like, why is this unit so good? And they'll explain it to you with dice math. Well, on average, you're going to get 4 hits, which translates to 2 wounds, which is someone dead every turn, right? And you're like, bullshit. I need, in order to get that kind of output, I have to field twice as much as what they're saying to do in this video. In order to get to average, I have to double my odds. I can't get by on what people consider to be average dice rolls. I will never roll average. I may spike like once in a very, very, very great while, but it's just going to be average most of the time. And if I account for that and just play for that, then my life will be easier. All right. So we're there. Let's switch yellows. So I don't know. It's playing that way is, for me, it gets to be, after a while, it hurts, but then it's also sort of enjoyable. Like, okay, well, it also makes you kind of fearless too, because you're like, well, I can play any game and roll bad in any game. So if you accept that, you're like, yeah, doesn't matter. I'm gonna roll bad. Doesn't matter. We're just gotta play. Then you can pick any game. You can enjoy almost any game. So but, and here's where I'm at. But for me, if I'm gonna play in a tournament, I don't really like tournaments. I'll be honest with you. I love hosting them because it's fine. Like, that's fun to get a bunch. I like the social aspect of a tournament. That, to me, that's my favorite part about the tournament. I'm not that doing well in a tournament is something I want to do. I want to play well. If dice or cards or whatever let me down, then so be it. That's fine. As long as I play well, as long as I don't make too many stupid mistakes. But whatever my record is that day, as long as I played well, it is what it is. Now, if I am gonna play in a tournament though, then yeah, and like kind of take it seriously, then yeah, I probably don't want to play anything that's like doing the dice. It's just, to me, like, what's the point of that? It doesn't help me at all. Right? Oh, yeah, I got the wrong yellow. Which is why, like, for me, my favorite games to play in tournaments are things like Batman, Relic Knights, Malifaux, right? Malifaux to the lesser degree, because it's just way too many keywords, Malifaux. I still like it, though. But that's why I like Batman is my sort of go-to game for tournaments that I'm gonna play in, because I can consistently roll poor, but there's an objective deck, right? And I can gain the skill of knowing how to navigate my objective deck. I can use the ability to know how to manage resource properly and that sort of thing, and keep my score going, right? That's why, like, BMG is I will just say that it is my tournament game of choice because of that reason. I can just pick that and I have the ability to still do fairly well, fairly okay. But you have to understand, most wargamers don't like that about BMG too, because it's like, well, to most people, it feels uninteractive, because you're like, yeah, I'm just sort of here doing my thing, and my opponent, I try to keep my opponent away from me, that sort of thing, so I could continue to do my thing. Yeah, no, that's a fair criticism, right? But for me, that's my tournament game, because I can play that. I can, you know, work to do well in that environment where I'm controlling things outside of your typical uh, war game. All right, there's still a cat clawing through all my stuff, so it's not very likely that we're gonna finish painting tonight, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep going. Let's see how far we can get with this. No, what are you doing, kitty? Let's do like we do need to do like an underground Bushido thing at CQ. We could just pick a Sunday. Say, okay, everyone coming this Sunday, we're gonna play a Bushido tournament. That would be pretty fun, actually. People will go, what the hell are you guys doing? Oh, shh, quiet. We're trying to play our Bushido tournament. What else? I haven't decided what color his backpack needs to be. I guess it will probably be like that gold-ish. So I guess what I'll do, let's just go ahead and base coat it then. Let's just base coat it that color, right? Like a kind of a burnished gold. Oh, cat, please don't do that right now. Okay. Okay. Guess we're okay. All right. I honestly do think I need to continue to put the gold down. This cool little like peacock thing here. So like, yeah, this is kind of the next part of the process, which is I like to, once the skin and the face is done, I start color blocking all the other parts of the model. So we get a rough idea what this guy's gonna look like. And I do really like that. I'm gonna okay. Whoa. So yeah, So once again, we land on BMG being my tournament game, right? Before that, my tournament game was obviously it was Guild Ball, which had dice in it, but you know, your odds in Guild Ball, like I said, it's a most of the time you're rolling for most of the things you're doing are like 80% success rate. So it's not the most heartbreaking thing in the world. Okay, I know that doesn't look very good, but we'll fix it. Don't worry. It's okay. All right. Now, let's do so let's give him a black robe. So he sticks out pretty nice up against that fancy thing we've got. I still have so I have so much Bushido that I need to try out. Oh, I didn't get the rest of his collar. But I'm pretty happy with my faction that I chose, and the pirates look pretty fun. I need to try those guys out. So it should be pretty good. See, I've made a couple of mistakes here. Getting all that blocked. But we can fix it. Don't worry. That little cat is really kind of working my nerves here. I'm like screwing up painting, trying to figure out what the cat is playing with in the background. But yeah, you should be able to get a pretty good idea of what Oda's gonna look like based on the color block here. Right? Looking pretty cool. Just needs some touching up. But yeah, here's an idea of what he's gonna look like. Alright. and Tautolu, I think we're gonna, really the only parts that are black is his pants. Okay. I need to paint his the straps of his sandals in too. We'll get to that in a minute. And then gotta decide what color this thing is, the like demon face thing on his back. I may make it like a jade color, which I know doesn't go well with the yellow and black, but it would be realistic that that's what the color would be. Okay. And then let's make the, we'll strip a cloth here. We'll make that black. Right? Like all his undergarments were black, and they just tore off his shirt. Okay. Not bad. All right. And then for his chainmail, or his armor, we're gonna do Gravelord Gray, and you'll see it's gonna kind of give it, oh wait, like a steel look to it. Yeah, let's do. All right. So now we're not gonna be able to finish this model tonight, I don't think. There's still lots of little details and stuff to do for them, but you'll get a pretty good idea of what they're gonna look like. Right? So, okay, so we're gonna use Gravelord Gray here. Kind of make this armor look correct. There you go. And then I think for this part right there, that's gonna be kind of like a, we'll kind of use like a leather color for that. Pretty fun model to paint. pretty fun, right? Having a blast on it so far. Right. So you can see it's got like kind of a steel ring there at the bottom. I want to go back to the yellow for a second. Where's that yellow I was using? Get the rest of his outfit squared away. You can see it's not much for him. Right? Just pop in that yellow. There we go. You can see there's an area there where the black kind of covers. So I'm going to have to repair that with an undercoat. I'll show you how we do that in a second here. Once that dries. Alright, let's just get the yellow back in. Let's let that dry. Okay. Now I want to get some like brown leather. Let's see. I can either paint that in or I'm going to speed paint block it in. And then we'll just go from there. Like I said, you're going to get an idea of what this really looks like. Right, so we're going to go hard leather here. Okay, so the straps going to be that hard leather. Whoops. Okay, and then we're going to paint that in. Right. Now you can start to see that he's starting to look a little more business-like now, right? In terms of his combat gear. Looking pretty good. Let's paint in the laces of his sandals. We'll just do that by just paint in the straps. He's got some really fancy sandals. This guy's got like Birkenstocks. He's got the fancy ones. Okay. All right. Now we want to get let's get the wood on the club there. All right. We're going to go dark wood on that. You can see pretty cool looking like club this dude's rocking. If only his owner could roll a damage roll, you could see how nasty this thing is when it hits. There you go. Okay. What else do we need right now? Oh, I need to get that. All right. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm gonna do here. It's a little interesting. Let's again, we're just sticking with contrast paints to block all this out. So like I said, I wanted a jade color. So we're gonna go with this Briar Queen Chill. A very cool color. And this is gonna give us the, like I said, kind of like the basis for like a jade ornamentation here. Okay. And I'll use a wash to further define this. But with the contrast paint, you can see where we're going. Oh, there's all kinds of leather there I need to go back and get on this side of the model. That is a pretty cool looking symbol thing. And we'll let that dry. While I go back to painting in the straps. And you gotta say I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy with this overall. Okay. So, right, it's gonna give you an idea of how he's gonna look. Let's I'm gonna wash this leather a little bit. This leather part of the armor. Right. I want it to look a little darker. Right. So it looks, there we go. That's what I'm going for right there. Right? I want it to look a little beat up. It's almost too close to the skin color. Maybe I should mix some red into there. I don't know. That's pretty cool though. All right, how are we doing? Let's fix this yellow strap here. Let's get all that taken care of. Okay, cool. All right, now you know what we got to do on the back, right? Of course you know. Of course you know. Let's get some white gray. Right, and if you don't know what I'm about to do right here, then you don't know me. Everybody knows what I'm about to do right here. Okay. So I'm going to apply a little freehand to the back. All right. We got to do this step. This is the most important step for my warband. Never looks quite right at first, but we flesh it out. Okay. Okay, you guys know where this is going, right? Good. Gotta have this. Gotta have it, or it doesn't count as one of my warbands. There's this cool, like, lawn sign that looks like a presidential lawn sign. Right? It's got the red and the blue on it. And most people, most people know what that means. It's like an elect somebody, right? Well, this particular lawn sign says, "Presidents are temporary, Wu-Tang is forever." That's the best presidential lawn sign I've ever seen. Right? Okay, here we go. There's that. And he's got to get one here. Uh, he's got to get the tattoo here on his arm. It's always harder to do this on muscle. But if you could pull it off, it'll look pretty cool. And really all it is from this size is just a crooked W. That's all you're doing. Right? You're just doing a crooked W. And then you're kind of stylizing it a little bit. So this guy, sadly, is not going to have as many tattoos as the other sumo I have, but he's going to still have the most important tattoo. There you go. And it's often too small for me to actually do to do it yellow. That's going to be good enough to do it like this. There we go. Wu-Tang is forever. All right. So you can see where we're going with these boys, right? Do a little, let's do a little yellow on his bun. right? I'm pretty happy with that. All right, everyone pretty happy with my choice of Wu-Tang? All right, now we got to make that yellow, okay? So this is, again, we go back to contrast paints doing this. Wu-Tang is forever. So yeah, you guys know, right? Anytime there is a spot that needs a Wu-Tang symbol on it, I will put a Wu-Tang symbol on it. All right. All right, now we can sort of base coat this gold here. I'm gonna need like a darker Sahara yellow. Is that lighter than ochre? It's perfect. Okay. Wu-Tang is forever. All right. So now it's time to get all this part squared away. There we go. He'd be causing more family feuds than Richard Dawson. I'll be saucing and flossing. My style is awesome. Causing more family feuds. Any questions, comments, threats? Do you not like my? You don't like my unrepentant use of Wu-Tang imagery in all my Bushido minis? There we go. Let's continue to highlight up that gold a little bit. I know it still looks a little sloppy. It's okay. We will just keep working our way up. Now we go up to sand yellow. Super quiet, guys. You guys watching TV? Did you give up? Just lurking now? It's fine. Fine. I will enjoy my own Wu-Tangness. Right. There you go. Right. Looking pretty good. I'll just keep working on this gold for a little bit. This dude is causing more family feuds than Richard Dawson, for sure. Right? Alright. Now we go up even higher. And we are moving up to ice yellow now. Right? So now this just becomes a edge highlight. Right? Okay. Okay. Not bad. Alright. Hey, what's up, Jason? What's going on, man? Alright. It's looking pretty good. Also pretty good there. Pretty good. I'm gonna fill in his Wu-Tang a little bit. That's the wrong yellow. Hold on. I want like a radiant yellow, like a bright yellow there. We're actually doing pretty well on this mini. Okay, kind of liking that. Wu-Tang Pirates. No, this is for my Silver Moon. All my pirates are painted. They're just this is the Avarice and Greede guy. So you can see I have a magnet there on the platform. Let's do some. We're gonna paint in some cobblestone. All right. So this is pretty easy. you can see I used the slot there, so you can see the cobblestone's like broken up there. Um, and if I have time tonight, I can show you how I'm gonna fix that. Okay, so right now, let's just paint in cobblestone. I usually like to go three colors on cobblestone to make it look believable. We'll call that. All right, so start off with a little brown. Okay, yeah, one more right there. Sometimes I just kind of randomly pick some of these blocks. Right. Okay, it's good. Now I like to do a little red. So I'm gonna do this dirty red. So we're doing pretty good. Let's have a big red block right there. Okay, so not that much red on there. And then here. Okay, maybe right there. Okay, that's good. All right, let that dry for a minute. Still got stuff to do. I don't really, I mean, I could give him a little more of a highlight, but I think he's so cool. I don't think I really need to. Already it looks, I don't know. What if, let's hold on. Let's try something. Let's try the lightest of light highlights. See if I can. And my only goal here is to try to draw your eye a little closer to his face when you're looking at this model. Right? I want you to admire Tautolu's his handsome face here. It's a good looking boy, right? A lot of sushi went into getting him to be this strong. A lot of Kobe beef. A lot of good food to get this man where he needed to be. Size-wise, right? So I am dropping just really, and I mean really faint little hints of light. There we go. There we go. I like that. How about Boss Man? Does Boss Man have enough highlight on his face? I think so. He looks a little angry and judgmental. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So we're looking at this thing, right? So we want to kind of draw attention to the finer detail of that. And we do that with some inks that I can't seem to find. It's here. Hold on. I always lose. It's always very hard for me to find the one ink or the wash that I need at any given moment. But I know it's here. Just have to find it. The reason why I know it's here is because I use it all the time. Right? No, I thought that was it. That's the wrong ink. Thought that was it. Aha! Found it. Okay. So a little turquoise ink here is in order. Okay. So again, when we're trying to draw attention to stuff, you do two things really. You darken the shadows and you lighten the highlights. So first step is to darken the shadows. So we're going to use this turquoise ink. We're going to make sure it's getting all the shadows there. But you can see what it did, right? Kind of brought back all the little detail in the part of the headdress there, right? And let's get the rest of the face. Okay. Cool, cool. Now we gotta let that part dry. I can't believe we are actually, guys, we are pretty close to finishing this. Next thing I want to do though, so I want to take some brown. Actually, I want a little chestnut brown. Okay. Apply a little stippling on here. Right. Just to give it a kind of a rough, uneven look. Right. Like this is like that little part of his armor is like beat up leather. Okay. And I think, is this the black or is this the gray? I can't tell. Is that the gray? That's the black. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna hit the entire cobblestone with this gray. Right. So I want that red to die down a bit. And I just kind of want this all to blend together for a minute. Like I said, I do have a plan for fixing that slot of base. I don't know. Normally I would have just pinned, like clipped him off the tab, the metal tab, and just pinned him in. But he's just such a heavy model I wanted more support. So I went ahead and dropped the whole slot in while the base itself was stamping. Okay. If you're wondering what this is the base for Little Man when he's not riding on the thing, right? So he's magnetized. He's magnetized to be on Oda. All right. Cool. What's Oda? This is Oda. This little judgmental guy here is Oda. And his bodyguard is that sumo wrestler, Tautolu. Okay, just give him a little highlight there. All right, and that's gonna dry. This is gonna dry. This is, all right, that's looking pretty good. Now I want to hit that with like an aqua. Let me see if I have like a nice aqua color that I can use. Ducati blue is pretty cool. This aquamatic is too dark. Thought I had. I thought it was, maybe it was a Reaper paint. It was like a Reaper aqua that I have that's like really nice color. One of my favorite colors. Because that's too dark. It's Japanese, yes. It's Japanese Master Blaster. Let's see. Or, for you Guild Ball players, it's Japanese Avarice and Greede. Actually, that's actually lighter. Alright. Let's, this aquatic turquoise, or this blue, this blue-green. Blue-green is actually a better color. Let's use the blue-green. But yeah, this guy is one of the bosses in the in my Silver Moon faction. So really excited to see what he can do. In fact, this is the boss that won Gen Con. Right? This is what the guy played. Okay. I'm just gonna feather that color outward here, so you get a good feel for that. Okay. Pretty good. All right. And let's drop our final highlight on that, which is going to be It's going to be like a verdigris type color, right? Pastel green or verdigris. Yeah, looks pretty good. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do to the base. But I do wanna highlight this part. Right. So you can see where we're going there. We'll highlight here on the nose, cheeks, right? Kind of gives, I'm trying to go in for like a jade type look there. All right, let's so now we're almost done. So we're just gonna push on to finish here. This is the controversial part. This is the part that you may not agree with what I'm about to do here. So I want to cover some of this down. So I'm gonna put this weird emerald sphere in that area to kind of throw the color off. And it's gonna look really weird for a second, but it should dry down. It should dry down okay. Right? And this is gonna give, it's gonna give us some much needed texture back here. And I just want to break up, just trying to break up that thing there, right? So I'm actually gonna have, I'm even gonna have like little chunks of this stuff kind of around, right? So it's just gonna kind of bounce around the base a little bit. And yeah, it's gonna look a little odd, but once it's, you see that it's kind of widespread, almost like patina, it's not so weird. And it, like I said, we're just breaking up that area back there. That's all we're trying to do. All right, I'll show you what it looks like. We'll do a little bit on here too, because he's got to match, obviously. That's his personal, right? So I can even feel the magnet. Kind of cool, right? Right, so it's almost like a patina, which is kind of weird, but I just want that effect on there. I don't know why. I like it. Sometimes I just like that little tiny little bit of color in there. All right. Final thing to do is we're gonna do the little victory lap. So now I have 3 bosses for my Silver Moon Trade Syndicate. So for some fun options to go with, if I want to go like pure control, which is the geisha, or pure combat, which is Yokozuna, or in this case, Oda here is kind of a mix of combat and control. Still mostly control, because it's Silver Moon is the control faction, so. Oh, I screwed up again. I did it again. Damn it. Ah, man. All right. Because I have to paint the front arc yellow, and I skipped that part, and I should have done it while it was primed white. Now it's going to be a massive pain. Ah, that's so annoying. Okay. I mean, it's going to look cool for a second here, but that's the problem with Bushido. So I forget to do that. I did that on the other one too, and I had to go back and paint so many layers of yellow, and it still doesn't look right. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that is Oda and Tautolu. They're basically done. I just have to paint the yellow arcs on both bases, by the way, not just that one. So I'm gonna have to do this one too. This one's even weirder because the model's not on here, so I just have to make it up where the front of that base is. But yeah. Anyway, so bottom line though, I mean, do you not love Bushido minis? They're so good. They're so good. All right. Look at this dude. This guy's freaking hilarious. I love that guy. Paint white arcs and yellow. Yeah. I use, so I'm going to have to cover the black. So the best way to do that is you go 2 types of gray. Whoa, we're way out of focus, but 2 types of gray up to this white and get to this white gray, and then even then you still have to go through a very solid muted like Sahara yellow and then yellow. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's yeah, Bushido minis look amazing all the time, and it's one of my favorite lines to paint. It's a pain because you can't. They're so well done that you shouldn't be going terribly fast on these. You should be kind of enjoying that when the sculpt is that good. But they're great. I love them. You know, really happy with how all my Bushido stuff looks so far. And it's just a great looking game, top to bottom. Right. So, anyways, it is time to go to bed. I gotta go wake up tomorrow and do the whole work thing, and then I'm gonna catch a plane on Tuesday. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Yeah, I'm not gonna strip the black. I'm just gonna paint over it. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.